Hello everyone and welcome back to my Project Zomboid guide. Today we're going to be talking about the challenge game modes. These are listed under the regular difficulty modes and come with the vanilla game. First off, we have a really fun one. I love to play this challenge when I'm feeling overconfident and want to feel the pain and suffering that Project Zomboid has to offer. Of course, I'm talking about a really seedy day. This challenge is based on the Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead game, which is a completely different zombie survival simulator. It goes a little bit like this. You get out of the shower and fall badly, you're blind drunk and have a nasty cold. On top of all this, the house is on fire. Today is definitely not your day. First of all, it doesn't matter what clothing you select before the game, as soon as you start, you'll be in your underwear. You will have no items, you will be drunk, you will be drenched, and you will be bleeding with glass shards in your crotch that you have to remove by hand. Your house will be on fire, and worst of all, you'll have a cold. They weren't lying, this is a bad day. If you like starting with less than nothing and clawing your way to the top, then you will probably like this challenge. When I asked one of my viewers on stream if they had any advice to beat this, they simply said, embrace death. Remember when I said the worst of all, you will have a cold? You're basically a walking car alarm, where every time you sneeze, you will attract more zombies. So you have to bandage up as best as you can, and just keep moving until you can cure your cold. You can cure a cold in TZ by being well fed and avoiding getting wet or cold, so wear lots of warm clothes and try to stay dry and eat anything you see. As difficult as this challenge seems, this game mode is beatable. I personally have only played this a handful of times and haven't beaten it yet, but I've seen multiple people do it, so I do know it works. I'll post a link in the description to my favorite CD Day walkthrough if you need help with this challenge. Recommendation status, 10 out of 10, do recommend. If you feel like the game is too easy or you just want to have a struggle session, this is a great challenge for that. A storm is coming. Clouds are gathering over Kentucky. The crackle of thunder can be heard in the distance. As skies darken, the dead that stumble over the earth grow restless. This is a storm that will grow and fall back in its intensity, but it will never end. Do you enjoy misery? Do you like not being able to see? Do you want to be constantly drenched, cold, and desperate for loot? If you answered yes to those questions, then oh boy do I have the challenge for you. Here's a question asked by you Valiant on the Steam community that sums up this game mode. Does it ever stop raining? Yeah, I know, that's the whole point of the challenge. I don't mind it being more rainy and having the occasional storm. However, I've survived for a week and I've been stuck in my base for 2 days because it's storming outside and I can barely see. Does the storm eventually go away or does it rain indefinitely? It's becoming impossible to keep playing because night and day are the same and I can't see anything. Recommendation status, 2 out of 10, do not recommend. Winter and rain, darkness and cold, this isn't a bad day, it's a bad life. House in the Woods, Last Stand. You will die sooner rather than later. You spawn in a cabin with a shotgun, a pistol, some ammo, and a couple melee weapons. The only supplies that you have are the ones in your cabin or the surrounding sheds. Not much, you can barricade and try to survive as long as possible. The zombies will keep coming and you have no way to replenish your supplies or acquire new ones, other than the odd loot that zombies will drop. Recommendation, 2 out of 10, do not recommend. House in the Woods, Last Stand Accumulator. This mode is the same cabin as House in the Woods, but killing zombies gives you money, which you can then spend on a shotgun, ammo, painkillers, etc. If you don't get caught, bites will not kill you. Just bandage them and don't worry about if the bandage is clean or not. Get back into the action. It's basically a shotgun killing simulator. It's a good mode to practice herding large groups and counting to 6. You will quickly learn how much more dangerous it is to fight indoors than outdoors. I think it's pretty enjoyable and it reminds me of the early Flash games like Bloons TD where you fight increasingly more difficult waves and get money to upgrade. Sadly, once you get a shotgun, the only real upgrade that money can buy you is more ammo and repairing your shotgun, which even that you don't have to do because you'll likely find a shotgun in one of the zombie bodies. The waves also don't get any more difficult, they only increase in numbers. I think this would be an amazing game mode if the difficulty and upgrades were fleshed out a little bit more. As it currently stands, you'll always have more money than you need after each wave, which means that once you can afford a shotgun, the difficulty takes a cliff dive. I played until wave 18 with multiple bites and killed 800 plus zombies before I figured it was just more of the same from there on out. Recommendation 5 out of 10. You should try it at least once.
Kingsmith. Kingsmith is currently my most played and personal favorite map, so I might be a little bit biased here, but I really enjoy this island. You spawn in a resort with barely anything in your starter house. You might find some food, and if you're lucky, you'll find a melee weapon. Even something as low tier as a rolling pin is a godsend. You have to fight your way back to civilization where the better loot is. It can get really messy. If you don't find a good weapon like an axe or a crowbar early on, you'll be fighting an uphill battle. The good weapons are usually in overrun areas, but some areas are worse than others. Some warehouses are completely swamped, while others are much easier to clear out. I'll let you find those areas on your own. That's kind of part of the fun of this map. Recommendation 10 out of 10. As I said, this is my personal favorite map, and I hope you'll enjoy it too. Alright, I think this video is getting a little long, so I'll cover the rest of the challenges in part 2. Thank you for watching, I'll see you soon.